At Mental4Moto, our mission is to give the unsung heroes of Aussie motocross a voice. From grassroots racing right through to the biggest events in the country, sharing the stories you won't hear anywhere else. If you're interested in the advertising packages that we have available, or just want to show your support, please check out our website, www.mental4moto.com, and we can tailor a package to suit your needs. Now, let's get on with the show.
There were times I was lost, dark had fear, couldn't see through the rain. In the end it was clear, hit the fan. I was more than one man who was there to lend a hand. Together we'd stand, always at my back, my guardian soldier. Team pulled together, united we conquer. Blessed is he who in the name of charity carry me when I'm weak straight through the valley of darkness. Pitch blackness, the heartless, regardless, fear couldn't part us. Thick and thin, there by my side. At times we collide, but in the end we ride. Thick and thin, there by my side. At times we collide, but in the end we ride. We ride, ride.
Hey there, Moto fans. We have got another great episode of the Mental4Moto Show lined up for you today. Before we get into it, big thanks to our partners here at Mental4Moto, Fastline Suspension, Southeast Pools, Ultimate Toy Haulers, Wolf Building Compliance, and the July sponsor of the Mental4Moto Motocross and Supercross wall calendars, Iro Helmets. Joining me once again in the Moto Asylum, fresh off his first MX1 A-grade podium at the Vicks at Rosebud last weekend, Seth Jackson. Welcome back, mate.
Watch out. How are we, Pete?
Big podium guy. Podium guy.
Yeah, watch out.
Yeah.
No, it was about time I finally landed on the box.
Yeah, pretty much a win, like, really.
Yeah, like, in the scheme of things, I was really happy with how the weekend went.
Yeah.
Had some really good races, had a podium overall. A lot of positives to take away, so I'm very happy.
Only hit the deck about 8 times.
Oh, yeah. I think I hit the deck like 4 times, maybe 5. Yeah, it was carnage.
Wild and woolly weekend. I think you and everyone else, though.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it. There's people going down left, right, and centre.
Yeah, what do you think about the track? You're a Rosebud local. It is your local haunt.
Yeah, it is my local. They have changed the track layout since last time I did a proper competitive race there. And I'm not too sure how I feel about it. It was somewhat one-lined in some corners, but other corners there was still a fair bit of lines that open up and pass and whatnot. But I think the old layout was better for racing, but it was definitely a lot more dangerous because there was a few straights where you'd just be fourth wedged down, and it was just whoever has the biggest balls is who's going to make the pass.
Yeah. You're the first person after the weekend. I reckon I've asked that question to maybe half a dozen people. You're the first one that has actually said they like the old layout better. So
really,
that's interesting. Yeah, for that exact reason that some of those long, fast straights got scary. I
definitely excelled in them, like off some of the ski jumps, because I've ridden around that track about 10,000 times. I would know exactly what bump I'd be landing in off each ski jump. And I'd be going off these things just wedged, and I'd be making heaps of passes down them. 110% it was sketchy, but that definitely the straighter lines and the faster bits are definitely my strong point.
So this success on the weekend, was that because of a home track advantage, or are you elevating in your program? Like, what was the reason for this newfound success?
Definitely a home track advantage, but like, I have been piecing a little bit together. I definitely have had like a bit of like a low spot like throughout the year, like a few weekends compounding of races that just hadn't gone my way. So I needed something to like spark it back up. So honestly, we were in a bit of a rough patch, but yeah, it was my home track, and I'd been practicing there and feeling really good. Been feeling good on the new bike too, and yeah, it was meant to be my weekend.
Mate, you looked unbelievable. Like, you led laps. There was a factory rider out there. There was other ProMX guys out there. I mean, when you were leading, you looked like you should be there. It didn't look like you just chanced, into the front.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. You ended up tied on points for second with Jack Kenny.
Yeah.
So you got third on a count back. The guy that won was Byron Dennis, a factory KTM rider. So that's why I said it's pretty much as good as a win.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think Byron's going to come back and race any more Vicks.
Yeah.
So, yeah, mate, you should be pretty proud of yourself.
Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate it. You put it like that, yeah, I basically tied for first out of the regulars. And on the Saturday, if I didn't crash and then my E-Star didn't work, if I stayed in that same position, I actually would have won the overall. I looked back on the points. So in the scheme of things, like you're saying I'm winning a Vic title, the ones I did earlier in the year, the best I did, I think, was 5th in MX1, and then all powers, the best I did was like 8th overall. So It's a massive jump. So I'm super stoked on that.
Killing it. And you've picked up a few more sponsors lately. I think you've got the phase supplements, which...
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, I've just ordered some of them. I tend to get pretty dehydrated when I'm out on the track. I take a bottle of water. It doesn't last me, pretty much past the first round of motos. So by the end of the day, I've usually got a headache. So I'm keen to suss them out.
Yeah, we put in Pete on. Because normally I have my supplements, but I don't like... I've always been a bit iffy on supplements because there's so many that have bad ingredients or make you feel funny and this and that. And I always spend so long trying to find ones that are actually good and don't have any crap in it. And yeah, this is a person I've known for a while, and they reached out to me that they're creating. I'm like, oh yeah, we'll have a look, see what it's like. And it's just straight clean ingredients that actually work, because stuff that I've researched and looked for in electrolyte mixes for a long time. And it's actually good stuff. And it's really good. I tested it out on the weekend and tastes good and works great.
And your gear, man, you looked fire out there.
Yeah.
It was actually, most of the riders were covered in sand. So one thing that sort of normally frustrates me as a photographer is when the riders are the same colour as the dirt and the bikes are the same colour as the dirt. But your gear stood out, man. It looked really, really good. You picked up some help from Hell of a Collective. Yes,
I sure have. Yeah, thank you. The gear looked so sick. Like, I'm actually so stoked on it. I actually think it's probably like, I honestly, like, of course I'm going to say, it's my favourite kit ever because they helped me out in this and that, but I think it's one of my favourite kits like I've ever had. Like, it just stands out and the pink on it looks sick, and I don't know, something about it just, it's epic. Like the colour scheme, I really rate it.
How'd you get onto them? Because they're a Western Australian based company.
They just reached out to me. They just responded. They either just said, how you going? Or they're just like, oh, what gear are you running this year? Or it was something like pretty basic like that. And we just went forward and back and whatnot. And they're like, oh yeah, we'd be willing to help you out with some gear and this and that. And they sent me some colours, and then we'll speak in backward and forward. And then now I've got this epic kit.
Unreal. Well, I've said it a million times on the podcast, like the camera loves bright gear. So definitely looking forward to getting some more photos at Traralgon.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the weekend. And and the rounds after that, man, it's definitely good looking gear.
Yeah, it sure is. You absolutely killed it with the shots. The Hell of a guys are super stoked with all the pictures you got of the new gear.
No, sick. I have to say, like this year, and I mean, I've pretty much done all the rounds that you've raced. We've had some pretty average weather. We've had some mudders. We've had some bright, like blown out sunny conditions. And I think Rosebud was the first track in quite some time, that I really enjoyed being out there on the camera. I enjoyed trying to get a bit creative with the sun, the low winter sun and the sand. I haven't shot out at Rosebud since the Sand Masters in 2024. Like, I went out there for the first round this year, but got rained
practice.
out. Yeah, for Bracky. I had a blast, man. And I was so happy to be behind the camera and not behind the handlebars there. That did, for me, not being a sand rider, man, that looked friggin' gnarly.
It was pretty gnarly, but I'm used to it because, I do live in the sand a fair bit. But, yeah, it did get choppy, that's for sure. Like, there was a few big crashes. I'm sure you guys have seen some online, and Pete probably got about 40 photos of them. And, yeah, I'm sure you were enjoying taking the pics, because every time I opened up my Instagram, I saw someone posting pics that you took, and they looked unreal.
I mean, I've never had this before, but I reckon of all the photo packages I did over the weekend, I honestly have maybe 3 or 4 where I don't have at least one photo of that rider on the ground. Yeah. Like, I've got photos of pretty much every rider I shot for, either on the ground or mid-crash.
Yeah, I was going to say, you didn't get any photos of me crashing, but you got something a bit better.
Yeah, I got a video of you crashing, yeah. So, and that was kind of preempted. It was pretty funny. We'll by the time this podcast is out, it's probably going to be online. So definitely get on our socials and check it out, because it was funny. On the start line, I was having a bit of banter with you and Nick Medson. And Nick Medson said he was going to T-bone you, and then next minute, you guys come together.
When Nick said that, you panned the GoPro to me, And I was like, oh, I'd return the favour, but he actually does it to himself on the opening laps. And I hate to actually predict it, but that actually did happen, and it ended up running into me, and we both went down pretty hard. Yeah. No, it's alright. It's whatever. We both didn't get hurt. Oh, he's pretty banged up, but like no like serious long-term injury. So it is what it is. Just a racing incident. Definitely had a few wise words to tell him after it happened though. But yeah, we're mates. So straight away we made it up. So it's just racing.
Yeah. No, it was pretty funny, and same with I got one like that with Brad Mass, where he told me on the line that he was just going to send it, and the next second I've got a clip of him swapping out down the straight, and then like Supermaning above the bike, and as he gets up, everyone on that grassy knoll's yelling out, "You can't park there!" So yeah, there was a lot of fun that weekend, and I think one of the benefits of the sand, and I have to say, I think it was probably the first round we've had in a long time. I don't think there was any ambos, lots of crashes, but yeah, I'm not aware of any ambulances that were out for the weekend.
Yeah, I didn't see any. I don't think I saw any stoppages either. Oh, I think something happened to Cooper Rowe in one of the practices.
Yeah, actually, first corner, yep.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but someone told me something happened. I had to go into the medics because I burnt the crap out of myself the first turn, first corner, first race. But no one was in the medics, so that's a good sign.
Definitely. Yeah, Ryder Aiken had a big one. He crashed in the MX2 C-grade class.
Yep.
And that looked pretty gnarly. The medic flags came up, but I caught up with him afterwards. He was still walking around the pits. He got checked out by the medics, and he just had a corky to his backside. So, yep, I think they were worried for a second it could be a femur, but yeah.
Far out.
Nah, just a big corky. So.
Yeah, that's the good thing about sand, to be honest. You hit the deck, but you get up all right.
Yeah.
So it definitely plays a factor. But there's been a few times where I've been laid out on that track. I still have a bit of shoulder pain from like 18 months ago when I hit neutral going from third to fourth down one of the straights and just landed and went straight over the bars.
So that's one thing that I definitely saw over the weekend was riders basically, on the throttle, cross the front end up and do their best ostrich impression going straight over the bars, head first into the sand. And until that split second, that they crossed up the front end, they looked like they were going just fine. Is that something that plays on your mind in the sand? Because the sand there is so deep and that it happens so quick.
Yes and no. Like, because I know kind of how to prevent it. I've had it happen to me before. It's as soon as you completely chop that throttle and you're on the brakes, as soon as your body falls forward, then there's so much weight on your front. And if that starts the knife, then everything is stopping and you are just going out the front door.
Yeah.
It's like almost when I brake, I'm like almost have a little bit of throttle at the same time. Like I wouldn't just go absolutely pinned and then just jump on the brakes. The only time I'd ever consider doing that is if it was in a dead straight line and it was completely flat and I was so far hanging off the back. You've really got to like be smooth and carry your momentum, not too much just smashing on the brakes and letting it all go off at once.
Yeah, well, that's probably why I suck in sand. I'm a very stop-start, point and shoot rider, so I brake harder than I need to, accelerate harder than I need to, and that doesn't work in the sand. So.
Yeah, and if you're not leaning off the back when you do that, you're just kind of upright a bit. As soon as your body position gets past that upright point and starts falling forward, you have no strength left and you're just passenger and you're just going where gravity's taking you.
Yeah. I have to say too, I thought at one stage that your bike was absolutely cooked. You came past me, the thing was smoking. I mean, everyone could have smelled it. Like people up the road at the Rosebud shops could have smelled your bike, I reckon. But what was going on there?
So second race, I was running about second or third, dropped it in a corner, hit neutral, and then I got straight back up and I was just rushing it. I was like, there's no way I just did that. And then 2 corners later, I drop it again and I crash and the throttle was stuck on. And then I pick it up with the clutch in and then it just shuts off. I'm like, that's really weird. Then my E-start wouldn't work. I would just I was holding it down and all it would do was like one tick, like one turnover, or it wouldn't do anything at all. So I kid you not, I'm bump starting this thing for about like 8 to 10 minutes, like half of the moto. And in the sand, it just wasn't working. Obviously, you can't push it as it is.
No.
And it's not gonna. And it just slides even when you sit on it instead of actually ticking over. And then I pushed it to like this grass hill like 100 meters away, and I'm going up and down this thing like 5 times. And then I finally get it to at least turn over. And then when it turned over, then it allowed me to use the electric start again. And what had happened, I'm not no bike mechanic, but someone said that a dad was explaining to me that when it was over and the throttle was on, oil had gone into the motor. Like obviously there's oil in the motor, but it's gone somewhere where it shouldn't have. And it like hydraulic locked or compression locked or something like that.
Goes into the air filter, I think.
Yeah. Then I started burning it like it was a 2-stroke. So then I did a full lap where I just blowing smoke. When I first got it started, it was right after the finish line, and I'm revving this thing to like try to clear it out because I knew that had happened because I did it a few weeks back as well. And dude, I cleared up the whole straight. I was like, bro, these people coming through aren't going to be able to see a thing. And then, but I knew after like half a lap, as long as it started disappearing, then I'd be all right.
Yeah. Obviously, you run a paddle tyre out there.
Yeah.
I saw some guys on the line not running paddles, and like when I was watching guys that had tipped over or stalled, try to get going again without paddles.
Yeah.
Like they just weren't going anywhere. It was basically just digging a hole.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Like, why would you even bother going out there without a paddle tyre? Really? Like,
Well, people don't think it's too much of a difference. I mean, I've been out there without a paddle tyre before, and I can tell you, you come out of the corners and you're just pinned and you're not really going
anywhere. Yeah.
Like, it's definitely like a good, like, probably 2 seconds difference, just a little bit out of each corner. You're actually tracking rather than just spinning. But, yeah, I don't know. Weekend warriors are lazy, you know?
Oh.
It's like, a tyre will do. I can't be bothered changing this or spending $150 on a new tyre.
It's definitely a reality check because you go to any other, quote, sand track, you know, that we have in Victoria or on the Vic Series, your Traralgans or your Wonthaggies, you can get around those tracks with any good conditioned tyre pretty good.
Yeah.
Rosebud, that isn't the case.
Nah, completely different. There's not one hard pack corner.
Yeah.
Every single corner is deep and just boggy. Like even every straight, every inch of the track, it would benefit you.
Have you ever been to West Australia?
No.
No. I'm just curious to know if there's, and I'd be interested to hear from some of the West Australian riders, maybe Brad Mass, whether there's like any tracks over there that are quite like Rosebud.
I reckon there will be for sure.
It's beach sand, like it's definitely a unique on the East Coast. It's your own unique animal.
Yeah, it is. That's for sure. Like there's actually nothing like it at all. Like you've got something like Traralgon or like Wonthaggi, where there's a few like soft corners and whatnot, but like the straights are more harder pack. Where Rosebud just
Even Coolum had a
Every
hard
inch of it.
base.
I never raced Coolum.
No, I went up there for the ProMX in 23. Even Coolum had a hard base, like it was a sand track, but more like a deeper version of Traralgon than Rosebud.
Yeah, even the junior track has like a hard base to it.
Yeah,
And like some corners are like deep sandy, depending on the way they kind of like prep it or whatever. But yeah, even the straights have a hard base.
So, stupid question, because you're a Rosebud local. Someone actually told me that they brought the sand in. To me, it looks like it's natural because you go anywhere in that area and you're walking on beach sand. Is that like a load of crap?
I have no idea, but it almost would make sense because the rest of the place has like that darker soil kind of dirt, but it's still softy sand, where the main track is like that brighter yellowy sand. But every single inch of on and off the track around it on the senior track is that sand. So unless they brought in like 5 meters of it and plopped it all there, I think it will come from there.
5 million meters of it, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's it's a cool track. Like I said, I haven't been out there, and I'd only ever shot the pro track once before. That was a very cool, fun experience for me as well, like being out there with the camera. And I'm already looking forward to the next round of Sandmaster. So hopefully we get some good weather out there.
Yeah, 2 days of racing. You got to go on both tracks.
Yeah,
that'll be cool.
Yeah, I mean, I've shot the Ripper track a few times, but yeah, the pro track, I've just done the rounds where. Well, I've only done one round of the Sandmasters that was out there. So, anyway, we'll see what the next, I think it's a 2-dayer, the next round of the Sandmasters.
Yeah, it is end of August. It'll be a bit of fun.
Yeah.
I'll be down there.
That should be very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, top of the box.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It's the plan.
Yep, unreal.
Depends who shows up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, Jed Beaton was meant to turn up this weekend. He was on the entry list, but didn't happen.
Yeah.
So how'd that make you feel?
Oh, it was better.
Oh, it was better when he didn't turn up, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would have been a lap down in third place.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Can he ride sand?
Like, I saw him there like 10 days out on a Wednesday down there. Dude, he was flying.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Like, absolutely flying. Like, I was kind of riding around with Job and Haruki. They're on 250s, obviously. They're way better riders than me, but I was keeping up because I was on a 450. And Jed, like, a whole different, like, pace. Like, minimum, I don't know, 10 seconds or something. Like, he was here, there, and gone.
Yep.
Like, he'd come out of nowhere and all of a sudden he's going past you and you're just like, oh, well, I thought I was ripping. I'm hanging with these other guys, but apparently not. You're just on a whole different level.
Well, I'm going to be doing a Rosebud review show with Kenny, but I wanted to ask you, like, was there anyone on the weekend that stood out to you as, you know, being just a standout rider?
I didn't get to watch too much racing, to be honest. Balin did really good.
Yeah, Balin.
I only saw Balin there like once for a Sandmaster like 2 years ago. So I wasn't too sure how he was going to do. I know Strode's really good there. I thought Strode would have been better than Balin. But nah, Balin was, I think, better than him all day. And yeah, Balin was even racing with me, keeping up with me on the 450. He beat me in a few races, so he was ripping.
Yeah, and you made a call during our last podcast as well. A bit of a prediction in the MX2 class, but...
Did I?
Yeah.
What did
about your mate Frederick Stampy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he did well, but he didn't win everything.
No. He wasn't quite as dominant as I thought he would be. He had his moments.
Yeah. He's getting bloody loose, that's for sure. He was sending it. Like, you watched him, he looked quick, like he was just pinned. The last race, him and Balin were going at it like bar to bar for like a good few laps. Balin just had the edge on him. Yeah, I don't know. Like, he looked really quick. It almost looked like he couldn't go any faster, but guys were just figuring it out in other spots.
Yeah, he had some good battles with Byron Dennis in between as well, like, you know, for laps at a time. So
yeah, true.
Yeah, because he led laps in MX2. So yeah. It was good to watch, but I thought he might have been just that especially in MX3, a little bit more dominant. But like he rode unreal.
Yeah, I did think he was going to be a little bit more too.
Yeah.
we text each other during the week here and there sometimes, and I was like, asking, "Are you keen for this weekend?" He's like, "Yeah, keen to get 6 wins this weekend." Have to call you out on that one, mate. I don't even know if you got a win, so.
Well, it was a bummer. I was trying to get him in on the podcast tonight, but he's a bit crook at the moment. So
no good.
No, we'll definitely postpone that one and get him in another time for a chat. Anyway,
we should see him doing good at Traralgon, I reckon.
Yep,
that'll be more his conditions too. So similar kind of to Gilman, kind of. So hopefully another good result for him coming out of that.
All right. Well, on that note, let's move on to the ProMX. So before we get to Traralgon, Appen.
Oh, Appen. I don't honestly have too much positive to say about it. I was walking the track on the Saturday. It's like, oh, this track is perfectly prime. I was walking with Frederick, perfectly prime. He's picking up this dirt, and he's like, dude, this is chocolate cake. And he's like, I swear, if they touch this track. And they're like, nah, I don't reckon they will. It was good the year before. This is perfect now. No reason why they need to touch it. Riders briefing ends about 4:30. Look up the hill. I see about 155 million sprinklers on, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, actually, it's gonna be alright. Maybe they're putting it on for 10 minutes before it gets dark. You know, like it's gonna be alright. It's the bit that they needed. They probably predicted this. Next day comes around, a little bit of rain has come in. It didn't really rain overnight, just slightly dribbling in the morning, and then it is like Eden Hope, like. Just so muddy and sloppy. Like, couldn't even hit the jumps. Just, like, absolutely, like, ridiculous. Like, a little bit of drizzle didn't do that. They just overwatered the crap out of it.
Well, you answered my question. So, I was told that when the sprinklers came on that Yariv lost his blob. And
good.
Yeah. And I actually saw him standing on the start straight with the race director. Very animated. I couldn't hear what was being said, but it was clear that he wasn't happy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was going to ask you that question. So, the way that the track was on the Sunday morning, was that prep or weather? And you kind of answered it already.
It was prep. I said this to someone during the week, or I might have said it to myself, one of the two. I can't actually remember. But with the track prep, they need to prepare for the worst expect the best. So let's say, absolute worst, it's going to piss down and it's going to be really wet. Okay, let's not water the track much at all. Oh, well, the rain's not going to happen. What's going to happen? It's dry. Everybody would way rather it dry than it being completely underwater, ruining racing and ruining bikes.
Yep.
Like, you've got to look at, okay, if it rains, if Mother Nature does this or Mother Nature does that, which is going to be a better outcome, and how can we like lean towards that angle? Or if what we're predicting, if the rain that we're predicting doesn't actually come, how's the track going to look like? Make it so that the track's going to look all right if the rain didn't come.
Yeah. And I mean, you've kind of hit the nail on the head there. With the forecast for Appen, that rain was predicted all week.
Yeah.
You know, even on Saturday, they were still predicting rain for Sunday.
Yeah.
And the rain that we ended up getting on Sunday morning, and like you said, it drizzled for maybe 2 or 3 hours on and off.
Yeah.
It was less than what was predicted.
Yeah.
So if we have got no rain, I think the track would have been perfect the way it was on Saturday.
Exactly.
And maybe it was already, you know, overwatered to some degree because, like you said, on Sunday morning, it was like Eden Hope Mark II.
Yeah.
And
100%.
We didn't get anywhere near the amount of rain that we got at Eden Hope.
No, not at all. Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't want to bag them out or anything because the year before, they did a really good job. Like, I felt like if they left the track of how they prepped it on that Saturday, Sunday came around, would have been the exact same as last year, and we had sick racing last year, and it was great. I remember the top 4 in MX1 were going bar to bar, probably the sickest race of the whole year. Could have been the same. Yes, I understand that they want to water it a bit more to be deeper for their so-called national prep. Yeah, okay, whatever, but it was way too much. Like, I don't know how they messed it up so bad, even though the year before, I would say that they aced it.
Yeah. It's a shame because I think we've had 3 man-made mudders so far this year.
Yeah.
And, you know, from a media guy's point of view, like the guys that I'm shooting for, yes, you know, you get some good photos of, and I mean, this is very subjective, good photos of riders in the mud. You know, the track looks extreme.
Yeah.
But they're not great photos per se.
No.
I mean, I am struggling this year to get a photo that's worthy of a poster, like to do a rider poster.
Yeah.
And it's all been up to the track prep. Like you said, when the guys in MX1, who are the elite tier, aren't jumping the jumps, like that says something about the condition of the track.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, I don't know. It's a bit frustrating. You know, I don't want to cast stones on things that have already happened, but I definitely would like to see that revisited. And, you know, I'm sure you've been watching the stuff that has been happening in the US with the AMA. And even when they go out for their first moto, like there's that saying over here about, you know, a sloppy track in practice or in Moto 1, you know, will end up being great at the end of the day.
Yeah.
They're going out over there and in the first moto, like the track's dry. It's not dusty, but it's not muddy either.
Yeah.
And by the last moto, it's still not dusty. So you can get it right. You know, It doesn't have to be a bog hole at the start of the day to be good at the end. So, I don't know, man. I don't know what the solution is. I'm stoked that we're going to Traralgon this weekend. I've never seen Traralgon overwatered. It handles the weather pretty well.
Last year was pretty gnarly for Traralgon conditions. I didn't race it, but I saw photos and people said that how it was. Obviously, I've only ever done Gippies and Vicks there, so it's never been that gnarly.
It was the Vicks that was gnarly. We had rain in the lead up. The ProMX last year, we got a bit of rain on the Thursday and Friday, but the condition of the track was nowhere near as deep as at the Vicks, the senior Vicks.
The Vicks I did that were all right. It was the Gippy where it had lakes on the inside of every corner. I remember that.
So ProMX last year was not as rough or as deep as the senior Vicks.
Yeah, right.
So, you know, maybe the photos just sort of exacerbated it a bit. But no, the track formed up pretty good for ProMX, and I think most of the riders were pretty happy as well.
Yeah.
So
I hope they can continue that. Yeah, that track definitely can hold it for sure. But I don't know. Time will tell. I don't know whether someone's whispering in someone's ear that oh, we need to put heaps of water down or something, but something's not adding up. I don't understand it. Like, we would way rather dry and a not technical track and a little bit of dust than absolute bog holes. Like, you go ask Urive, I'm sure Urive would rather that too. You know how much stress his mechanics have to go through, how much more stuff he has to replace, how much more money he has to spend. And it's worse for the series. The racing's worse. It's not as entertaining. The privateers are absolutely struggling with bikes and blowing them up and parts and whatever. It's just, I'm one to complain because I guess I'm in my position that I'm in as a racer. It's easier for me to complain. But I feel like it's everyone at every level that it
Haven't you learnt by now, though,
towards,
Seth?
aim towards.
No one cares about the privateers. No one gives a shit.
Yeah, actually, no, that's it. That's all I do on this podcast is I complain. And as we're on that point, I think we should go straight into the AUSX.
You got nothing else to say about ProMX? No.
Yeah, no. We can go back to the ProMX in a sec. But this is something that would have benefited me, but doesn't benefit me anymore because the criteria that came out has just shattered my dreams. So the AUSX Supercross put out at the start of the year when they were kind of releasing everything that, yeah, there's going to be about $100,000 going towards rider support program for people putting out content. People like myself and Zane were like, what? We're getting paid to put out content? Are you serious? Like, that's what we're best at. We're not best at riding. At least we can do something right. We can put out content and get paid for it. Like, hell yeah, 100%.
Grow the series, grow the sport.
Yeah, grow my own account, get more fans in, meet new people. Like,
Win-win.
Yeah, and get paid. Sounds like an absolute win-win. But I'm reading the tier lists here. Obviously, there's a tier list of how you'd get paid and how much to get paid. That's just how life works. But, so at tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Tier 1, you have to have 500,000 followers plus to meet the criteria. I'm scratching my head here.
So what do we need to get you? About another 498,000 followers before Supercross starts?
Yeah. And I'm thinking, okay, 500,000 followers. Maybe it's not that. Yes, it's a lot. Who has 500,000? Dino has 500,000. Kenny does. And that's it. I'm sorry, but these people do not care about the program. They're getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to come race this anyway. They're making an extra few $1,000 to having to do videos. They are not caring to go do that. Okay, well, there's a criteria for those pros. Maybe the next one might fit me. Tier 2, 50,000 followers to 500,000 followers. Are you serious? Okay, who has 50,000 followers in Australia that races? Webster doesn't. Beaton doesn't. Crawford doesn't.
Elijah Weezy doesn't, and he's
Elijah
kind of the privateer hero.
Yeah. Maybe no one does, actually. Don't quote me on Luke Clout's followers, but I don't know if it's over 50,000. So, the regular pros, they can't even make an extra buck off this. Like, are you serious? Who actually qualifies for this? Cole Davies does, Joe Shimoda does. These people don't care because they're getting paid massive dollars to come over here. This is the least of their worries. Okay, well, obviously there's going to be some more tier lists for the privateers. This is the last tier list. Tier 3, Rising Star. Minimum followers, 10,000. Are you... I'm going to not sit here and just absolutely complain, but I felt like this should have been aimed towards the privateers because the privateers are the one that push out more content and videos because that's the way of them trying to make more of a living racing, where the factory guys don't really care as much because it's money-wise, it's just they don't need to do it. They don't care enough. And
look, hopefully, all I can say is hopefully that they revisit this a little bit because I see a couple of issues with the setup. I like the idea of it. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, the idea is great if it worked for the sport that it was in.
Yep. But, I mean, we know people that have bought followers. So I think follower count as a precursor or a prerequisite, I think, is not quite the best way to go about it.
Yeah.
I think it should just simply be based on the number of views and the number of engagements.
Yeah. Maybe
in total over the posts you make. So if you're posting every day and you're putting out regular content, then those numbers accumulate.
Yeah.
And it gets done on that basis, not necessarily your follower account, because then it's a reward-based program for people that actually put the effort in, and it rewards both quality of content and quantity of content. And I think that would be a lot more effective, and it would give someone like you and Zane an opportunity to actually get something out of it and put something back in that grows them, as opposed to someone, we'll just use Dino as an example, that does one little post and automatically qualifies because of his follower count. So I hope that gets revisited a little bit, because I see a lot of potential for it, and I see a lot of potential for you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, those numbers that they've come up with, it doesn't really apply to too many people.
No. And so that's at the minimum requirement, 10,000 followers. And reading here, you get a certain amount of money per post. They haven't gone too in depth on that, of how that works. But you get $1,000 at 100K impressions. So that's, say, 100,000 likes, which is an absolute lot. Like, it'd be cool if they were to put it, start it at lower. If you get 50,000 views over the series, add it up over however many posts, you might get $50 to $100 or something like that. Because it would be cool, because people who are new to the sport can actually follow these people and follow along. And then when they're actually racing, they've got a second person to cheer for. Instead of the leaders cheering for who's actually going to win, they're going to be like, oh, this is that guy that I know off Instagram, and this is his story, and oh, he's battling for 10th place. That's actually his best position he's ever been in before. The best he's ever done before is 14th. He's going to be so stoked if he does this. I'm going to follow. It's almost like it's another race now. They're following this second part of the race because they really want this dude to do well, because they're now a fan and they're following his journey. And it's another story. Everyone loves to see the underdog do well. So I feel like it's almost brings in another viewing point for the fans in the sport.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Well, let's hope it gets revisited. I mean, the rider support program, in terms of the transporting the bikes around, that looks like it's been revisited as well. I think the price has come down from the original document that went out.
Yeah, no, it has. It's gone down to $4,200 instead of $6,000.
That's a massive saving.
That is a massive saving. And to be honest, I never thought it was too expensive for what it is in general. Obviously, it's a lot of money, but for what it actually is, to get your bike everywhere, you're probably saving money in the long run if you were to do it yourself. And the fact that they've cut that down as well, they're actually looking out for the riders. So I really think they've done a good job on that, 110%.
Yeah. Well, I think the social media program, hopefully that evolves a little bit too, and takes into account some of the stuff that we've sort of spoken about. Yeah.
I think they've just aimed a bit too high on it. If they can bring it down to people who are entry-level privateers that don't have as much of a following, the price doesn't have to be as high for them. Even if they're making, say, $200 over the whole 2 months of Supercross, and they put out 50 posts that get 100,000 views in total, even something as little as that, it's still a bit of an initiative for the privateers to push out heaps of content. And yeah, it'll definitely grow fan bases and stuff for the sport too.
It's definitely doable. I know from years previous, I've probably got a pretty similar sort of following to you. I usually get about 200,000 views per month for the Supercross season. So,
I get about 100,000. I think Supercross last year I might have been getting more because I was posting more.
Yep.
But yeah, the entry level doesn't have to start at $1,000. It started at $20, $50 for a way less amount of views. It doesn't have to be at such a big point for a big, large amount of money. Even a little bit makes a big difference for the privateers.
No, very true. Very true. So, are we going to go back to ProMX now? Or
yeah.
You had your moment. You've been sitting on that. You were waiting that was just pent up inside, wasn't it?
Yeah, just caught back in my brain. I'm like, nah, we're going straight to this.
Yeah, grab that one by the throat.
Back onto the ProMX topic. We've got Crawford just signed a factory Honda.
I think that'll be really interesting. He's podiumed now the last 2 rounds on the Honda, but from what I understand, both those rounds have been with his engine package and his factory spec suspension.
Yeah.
And I would assume now that he's going to factory Honda that he's going to be running the factory Honda stuff. So assuming that they can maintain, the bike that he likes and the level of comfort that he likes, I think that's a great move for Crawf. And I'm stoked for the Moto Coach Elite. Honda team as well for having that opportunity to get him there as well. So
Yeah.
and get that spotlight. So all in all, I think it's great, and I'm assuming he's replacing Wilson Todd for the rest of the championship now.
Yeah, no, I think it's awesome for him, and I'm not sure how much help he was getting from Honda themselves on like factory equipment and stuff like that, but I assume it's only going to just be more now. So I don't see it as any downfall at all. I feel like there's only positives for him to come out of this and his results.
But that's a good move. It's going to shake things up a little bit. However, I mean, Crawford's looking good. Tanti looked great at Appen.
Yeah.
And seems to be rising. Kyle Webster's still sitting second on the championship list by 1 point over Tanti at the moment. But
it's not looking good.
Beaton is 54 points in front.
Yeah, wow. And yeah, Webby's a bit sore too.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's going now. He hasn't really posted much or said much about it. Hope he's all right, but
Banged up shoulder, banged up groin.
it's not looking good.
It's not looking good.
Let's hope he can even hang on to the second spot.
And that's the thing. Like he at Appen, I think he went 4-4.
Yeah.
Very banged up. I mean, not his type of track to begin with, but
At all.
I expect he'll do better at Traralgon. But then, I mean, we go back into tracks that Tanti and Crawford are good on. Hard pack tracks, clay tracks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Will Webster hang on to second?
It's sad to see, like, just Webster and Beaton going back and forward. We want that all year long, but yeah, obviously injuries and it's a part of the sport. So I just hope for him to finish strong and just regroup next year.
Yeah. I mean, even if he takes, every moto off Beaton now.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, but it won't get him a championship though. Like he's going to need some serious luck.
Yeah,
to close that gap.
To even get one back or overall back, I'm sure he'd be stoked on. Like that's all he needs is just a bit of confidence. Like obviously he has the confidence, but that's all he needs to get back again. And then there's no other bits of the puzzle he needs to figure out to be on next year. He'll have time to rest, and then it's good to go again.
Yeah, and I mean, have to say, Beaton is looking just unbelievably good. He's gone, 1-1 at every round this year except for round 3.
Yeah. It's looking pretty damn good. Saw him at Rosebud the other day, and he was just here, there, and gone when he flew past me.
Yeah. All right. I wanted to talk about some of the privateers.
Yeah.
And straight off the Nathan Crawford announcement, I did see a post by Moto Coach Elite Team that they are going to be announcing soon that applications will be open for another opportunity. So
that's cool.
I'm thinking that maybe they're going to be replacing Crawf in that team.
Yeah.
So aside from yourself, who,
I knew you were going to say something like that.
Yep, great opportunity. I mean,
yeah, I'm flying up to Queensland ASAP.
Yeah, I mean they'll probably
they're New South Wales, aren't they?
They're New South Wales, and they have so far taken only New South Wales based riders.
Yeah,
but I would love to see someone like Luke Zielinski get an opportunity with the team.
Yeah, 100%. He's been killing it. Him getting an opportunity would be sick.
Yeah.
Who else has been up there a fair bit? I mean, Jacob has, but I think I don't know what happened to him on the weekend, but he's injured of some sort. So I don't know.
Tweaked his knee.
Yeah, I don't know if he's even going to be back for Traralgon or what the go is. He hasn't put anything out.
Well, he was meant to be racing Hatter this weekend, so yeah. I'm not sure if he pulled out of Rosebud though to make sure that he didn't hurt himself worse in the lead up to Hatter.
Yeah.
So it may have just been a precautionary thing, or whether he was actually hurt. So hopefully it was just precautionary. And
what do you reckon he cares about more, the Vic titles or Hatter?
I think Hatter at the moment.
I don't know if he's ever got a title though in Victoria. I think that might be a bit of a chip on his shoulder.
He did really, really well at Hatter last year.
Yeah, he did. He got top 10, yeah. And
yeah.
Super Pole, he looked, or whatever, the qualifying, whatever they call it, he looked sick too.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Might have to shoot him a message and find out what's going on there.
Yeah, he hasn't put up much.
No, which is not a good sign. So hopefully he's all right. But he's not a big social media guy to begin with.
No, he's not. I feel like if I hurt myself and I had 2 big races coming up, I'd put up something.
Yeah.
I know someone's itching to know that information, but yeah.
What did you think of Reece Budd on the 450?
He did well. He did very well. I thought it was was a very interesting move. He raced both classes, didn't he? Was that at Appen or the round before?
Round before. No, Appen, he just did 450. He's a full-time 450 guy now.
Yeah, well, he did well. Can't hate it. Like, might as well stick on it. Who cares? Like, he's been doing really well, so I don't see why not. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never really seen him, like, race a 450, like, maybe ever.
Well, I actually thought when they announced that team and I found out that he was going there, that he was going to be the 450 guy.
Yeah.
And then I found out, that he had opted to go MX2 again. So
True.
Yep.
For as long as I've known that he's been MX2, he might have raced MX1 like a bunch of years ago, but I can't remember.
So my understanding was that he felt like he had some unfinished business in MX2, but, then he's ridden MX1. He raced both classes at Toowoomba.
Yeah.
I think he got 6th in MX1.
Yeah, he did.
And, and realised actually it's probably time.
Just suits his riding style.
Yep, definitely suits him. Lee, owner of the Moto Coach Elite team,
Yep.
I was talking to him and he said, they've wanted him to go up on the 450. Like, they've just been waiting for that opportunity.
Yeah.
And he felt like the 450 suited him better. So, I think it's a win-win for everyone on that team.
Yeah, 100%.
And for Reese as well, obviously.
Yeah, if he's performing like that, 100%. Well, in that case then, do you think that the replacement rider they're looking for is going to be a 450 guy or a 250 guy? Because Reese has now gone up.
Well, that's an interesting question.
I guess it
hadn't really
depends
thought
what
about
bikes they have lying around.
that.
Yeah, because I'm sure they'd have a bunch of spare bikes somewhere. And at this point in the season, I can't imagine they're going to go buy new bikes for whoever hops on.
I reckon it'd be 250s that they've got left, though. I mean, they've got Cooper Holroyd, Brandon Steele on the 450, Jaden Dick. So they've got a few 450 riders there, and Reese Budd now, obviously. So I imagine it's going to be the 250s they got sitting around.
Who would you see for the 250?
All right. So would a 450 rider, someone like Luke Zielinski, do you think they would step back for that opportunity to ride for a team? He's a big boy.
I think he would, but I would never see it happening if he told me.
Yep.
Oh, he's massive, though. Mate, he's a bit of an exception. I think he's taller than me. I think if it was with anyone else in his position, maybe not. But, yeah, I'm about 88 kilos. I can't imagine he's lighter than me. I powered away. There'll be some kids that are 60 kilos in that class. I'm sure he won't be doing himself any favours if he hops on a 250. But opportunity shows, makes it a lot easier for his racing. It's also something he could grab at. But then will his results be worse than MX1? It's a bit of a gamble.
Well, if we're going back to the 250 class, I think a rider that has recently taken up the privateer Honda in Reed Taylor would have to be in contention if he wanted to for that seat. And that would be I think a great opportunity for Reed and the Moto Coach Elite team.
I think it'd be a perfect match for sure. I mean, why not? I wouldn't see any reason why not. I feel like it'd just be positives for both parties.
Yep. And I mean, he is the highest ranked privateer in the championship standings at the moment. And he's absolutely been blowing the doors off a lot of the factory guys.
Yeah, he has.
As a privateer on that Honda. So
he's been cooking.
Yeah. Yeah. So, that'd be cool to see. Now, just going back to the MX1 class momentarily, I mean, I wanted to talk about some of the privateers, but I feel like it's been really, really hard going for the privateers in MX1 the last couple of rounds. I mean, Connor Rosendich has been riding really good. He's been getting good results. But beyond that, Liam Jackson is injured. Cody O'Lone still had concussion at Appen.
And bouncing around too on teams.
Yep. So he's out there. Jacob Sweet. Whoa, we spoke about him already.
Yeah.
Luke Zielinski's about the only one.
Only one left.
I mean, he's in the top 10 and he's going strong. But, I can keep going down and down and down this list of riders.
It's not easy out here.
Seager Ward, Jack Kenny, they're 19 and 21 respectively in the championship at the moment.
Yeah.
And after Luke Zielinski, they're sort of the next
really
healthy privateers.
Yeah, right. Have you got the championship points up there?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Everyone else above them in the championship as a privateer at the moment is injured.
That's crazy.
Apart from Luke.
Yeah. Jack Kenny, big Super Pole guy.
Yeah, big suit. I hate to say it, but he did not look comfortable in Super Pole
No,
on that track.
I spoke to him. He crashed first lap.
Yeah, I saw it.
You did?
Yep.
He tweaked his bars massive, so he just reeled it in after that.
I think he crashed and then tipped over again a couple of corners later, probably because the bike was.
Yeah.
But yeah, didn't look like he was loving life.
He came past me a lap later and he crossed right off the track into the banners. Yeah, he said he was super twisted up. But yeah, go out with a bang. But to see him in the top 10 was sick. Like, that was so out of nowhere.
Nah,
Like, I beat that guy on the weekend in one of the motos. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, you guys had some great battles. I think it was was it last moto?
The second moto was the one where we were going bar to bar basically the whole time.
Yep.
Last one, him and Medson were going at it. I was just cruising it in.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Meadow, like he's got consistent points this year too. He's going all right.
Yeah, no, he's going good. He should be doing better than he is though. I believe he's just been on the floor too much.
Yep.
Just feel the opening laps. He's just tipping it over, just trying a bit too hard. I'll be about halfway through my race, and this kid would just come flying past me. I'm like, where have you been the whole race? But yeah, it's just a few silly mistakes that have been putting him away from a really good result. Because some of the Vic rounds, man, he's been handing the Jacob. He's been ripping.
Yeah.
Like massive step up from where he's been. So he's got way more than just a 18th, 20th place guy. Like I feel like he just needs a good race or two and clean up a few mistakes, and I reckon he's straight away that next step in the positions in the ProMX.
Yeah, and I mean when you look, like we just sort of discussed, the number of riders that are injured at the moment and are definitely going to be dropping down the championship standings.
Someone's going to have to take the spot.
That's it. It's an opportunity, mate. It's an opportunity for you. Opportunity for Meadow.
At T-Town, at Traralgon, I might have to put on a clinic, pull something at my ass.
Yeah. Well, mate, you're on a roll at the moment.
I know. I've got momentum coming in. I'm just going to make sure I don't cartwheel this weekend, touch wood.
Yeah.
And we're on.
Yeah, no more Temu gear.
Yeah, we're full factory now. Program's getting tighter.
Still marketplace factory team, but...
yeah, the bikes are staying in marketplace, but the gear, we're full factory now.
Yeah.
And even on Sunday, heading to Cruisix, Fastline's doing some testing for me. So it's close conditions you can get to Traralgon, so the program's looking tight.
Yeah. So percentage pie, that podium at Rosebud, how much was Seth Jackson and how much was Fastline suspension?
So I go 98% was Fastline and 2% was my brain when it decided to turn back on.
So needs a new oil change.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah. All right, MX2. Alex Larwood, I mean, he was unbelievable at Appen.
Yeah, dominant. I mean,
that second moto, I started noticing him when he was in about sixth place.
Yeah.
And I did not think he had a hope in hell of catching Cade Kingsford. And he just ticked off the laps and was getting closer and closer. And then I'm like, with a couple of laps to go, nah, he won't catch him. And the next thing I know, he comes past and he's in the lead. I mean, the only guy I think this season that can stop Alex Larwood is Alex Larwood.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, I mean, he's had some really bad moments, but I mean, at the end of the day, they're kind of his fault.
Yeah.
But beyond when he's not on the ground or getting a shit start, he is untouchable.
No, he's a big send or bend guy, but he's been doing a lot less of the bending this year, and he's just he's been pulling away from the field. He's definitely the standout guy that owns that class at the moment.
We're going to see him next year in MX1 if he wins the championship in MX2 this year?
No, I don't reckon.
No, you don't reckon he'll step up?
You reckon? He's not that old. I think he's like near my age.
I think he's a bit older than you.
I remember racing him on 85s at some stage.
Or maybe not.
It wouldn't be a year or two more, like two tops.
Yeah.
I'd probably one on my age.
That'd be cool. I guess if he wins it, he's probably going to be a
hot prospect
for the following year as well.
Yeah. I can't imagine that people are... Of course, people are going to want him to step up, but I feel like the 250 teams will be more hot on him.
Yep. No, you're probably right there. Cade Kingsford, you surprised?
Yeah. I didn't see him to come out this strong at the start of the year and to still keep kicking.
Who called it in the preview shows that we did?
You did?
I did.
Yeah. That was a good one.
Yeah, he's got dog in him, man. I've seen that so many times, like just on PBI Wednesdays, you
Yeah.
know, when he's training with the Beaton's Pro Formula guys, he has got so much dog in him.
Keeps kicking.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he wants it so bad.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, sometimes people get an impression of what he's like as a person because of that.
Yeah.
But he can ride a dirt bike, and I think, I think that comes first over, you know, being a nice guy.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Hey, it is what it is, you know?
Yeah.
Just while you're young, make the cash, who cares? Don't need to make friends with no one. Just
No,
go
that's
send it.
And I don't think they care. Like, I think that goes for both the Kingsford brothers. I
Yeah.
don't think they give a shit about making friends.
Nah. They definitely don't.
So, Byron Dennis, I mean, you battled with this guy. You led laps over this guy
Here we go.
at Rosebud. Third in the championship, MX2. Jokes aside, though,
You're making me look good.
yep, I'm stoked for him. Well, you know, any potential sponsors need to know that you have led laps over a factory rider that is currently sitting third in the MX2 championship. So,
Oh, making me look good, you know?
you're too humble, man.
Yeah, nah. Absolutely waxed him for the opening lap. And then he came past and waxed me.
Yeah. No, he did look good at Rosebud. And, I mean, again, super, super nice kid as well.
Yeah, nah. He's a good bloke.
All right. MX2, like talking about privateers, we have to go a fair way down, you know, to get to...
There's a lot of like guys that are
Privateers,
supported
yeah.
or teams.
yeah, definitely. Definitely.
A lot of like factory, and then a lot of supported.
Yep. I mean, Reed Taylor, like we already said, he's the number one privateer. Didn't start off the season as a privateer, but I guess the results have got him into the top 10 were really as a privateer because he wasn't getting the results
Yeah.
on the Husqvarna. So, I mean, after that, we go down.
Balin?
Okay, so I guess that begs the question, what do you call a privateer? A satellite team? Is that a privateer? Matic Dixon?
See, I don't know his gig. That's the thing. I feel like it depends on prices they're paying for bikes. Like, if you're getting your bike for free, obviously that's not a privateer at all. You've got privateer supported guys, normally get their bikes at cost price. They're a bit on the fence, just depending like how much support they get from other people and if they're under a truck. And
Jet Allsop? I would say that's a privateer.
I'd
It's
say-
Ride Red.
No, that's that's Pro Honda,
It's still the Ride Red program.
but that's a step up from Ride Red program. Like that, I feel like they're definitely on a better gig than like Strody and Chandler and stuff.
All right. Well,
100%. I don't know their gig, but I would assume it's better. Just by look at their setup, their bikes, I'd assume they have mechanics under there. I don't feel like they just bring their rig out for it to be the same as. It's hard to know because I don't know the inside, but I would say that they're not full privateer.
I mean, I skipped past him, but all right. Seth Birchall.
Yeah, he's been smashing it. Are you sure he's not under the truck? I haven't seen. I know last year he was WR support. This year I'm not too sure.
Retract that statement. Seth Birchall is
Under the truck.
under the truck. He's Yamaloob.
Yeah.
I didn't even click that.
Last year he wasn't.
Yeah, I know.
That's a
but
fact.
I hadn't even clicked. Like, I probably had heard it and read it that he wasn't, or that he was.
If you asked me at round one, I don't think I would have known. Somewhere
Yamalu?
between now and there, I found out. Someone told me Job was under the truck.
But yeah, he's junior Yamaha, so I that doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah. Well, under the MX3.
MX3 team. So
Does Devo age out this year? He's been in it for ages. I
Yeah.
feel like he might.
yeah, this will be
I feel
Devo's
like
last year.
Job's definitely taking that spot.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
For sure.
My prediction to the start of the year, I said once Job gets some momentum.
He's been
I predicted that.
Yeah, he's been unbelievable. I mean, we've spoken about Job. Job Dunn on all the Vic MX review pods.
Yeah.
He's just been absolutely dominant.
He's
this
been
year.
so good at the Vic titles too.
That's what I'm
so
saying. That's
good.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yep. It's I mean, you know, he's inside the top 10 now in MX3.
Yeah. No.
Super highly competitive class.
Mm.
But he's still young. I think he's still got another 2 years.
Yeah, he's a junior.
Yep.
So yeah, he's got rest of this year plus 2 full years. He's it's insane.
Yeah. I think when, you know, he gets towards the end of his MX3 career, maybe as early as next year, he's going to be winning races.
What if he's the next Minia? Ship him off. Get him to do an amateur race.
Well, I don't think
sign the Mesa.
I think people forget how good Menier was. Menier won an MX3 or the equivalent of the... no, it was MX3 at that stage. I think it would just become MX3 when he was 14.
Yeah, he was so
And he's
young.
racing against 18-year-olds.
Yeah. I was thinking back to when I was racing him. It was one day at Wonthaggi. Can't remember what round it was. Probably a Vic or something. He was going bar to bar with Crawford for the win because I remember he lapped me and I ran into him. But I was like, he must have been so young.
Yep.
Like, this was ages ago. He's only like, what, 18 now? 19 maybe?
19, yeah.
And this was like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yep.
And he's battling with Crawford bar to bar for the win. And this was like national stacked like event because everyone was preparing for the nationals.
Well, the first time I saw him, he was still racing MX3. It was at Wonthaggi, and I was in that spectator bit, up the start of the the start gate there.
Yeah.
You've got that little alcove there, pocket. And I saw him on the line, and, I mean, back then he was a chubby little... He looked like a cherub, big, rosy, puffy cheeks.
Little wombat.
Yeah. And I was like, why is there a... And this was my serious thought. Like, I'm not just making a joke. I thought, why is there a little kid on the line... for ProMX. It's because that's what he looked like. He was tiny, he couldn't throw a leg over the bike. He was a little chubby kid. And he's against, 17, 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
That kind of blew me away. But I think people forget how good he actually was. And that's what, got the attention. He was on a Yamaha, he was on a KTM junior program over in the US.
Yeah.
And then got poached by Star Yamaha.
Like straight away.
Yeah. I think... I don't see anyone at the moment in the MX3 class that is on his level other than, with the potential, probably Blake Bohannon. He's the next one.
Did he end up racing MX3? I saw he was stepping up.
No, he's going to be racing MX3 at the last 2 rounds this year on a 125.
Oh.
So it's going to be super interesting.
Yeah.
And the bit that blows me away about him, he was on a 65 last year, went to 85 for Supercross.
Really?
He won 65, 85, won the 85 ProMX Cup this year, and now is going to be going to MX3 on a 125.
If he goes straight into MX3 and even does a top 10, it is so over for everyone next year. It is so over for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, he's knee-high to a grasshopper and he probably weighs about 25 kilos soaking wet.
Yeah.
I mean, he's little. Look, I was in two minds. When I heard he was racing MX3, I was like, whoa, don't push it too early. He is a phenom. He's going to be...
His riding style is so smooth. He doesn't look quick. He looks like Jet. He ride around, the 85s are all over the shop and you position-wise. And you're like, oh, just another person coming through. Oh, wait, never mind. He's 45 seconds in the lead.
Yeah.
If he doesn't have any growing pains going into MX3, it is so over for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I mean, it's going to be awesome to see how he goes on a 125. And I have to say, when I heard he was racing the 125, I was like, all right, I can stomach that and go, be comfortable with that he's not going to hurt himself because, talking to Cooper Ford when he first stepped up to the 125, he's another slightly built, rider.
Yeah.
He did some MX3 races on the 125 before he got on the 250 and he said, I can ride a 250, but when it bites, I can't, I can't absorb it. And I feel like that's where Blake Bohannon is at the moment. If he was to jump on a 250, I'm sure he could rip. But when a 250 bites, it's still a lot of bike. So the 125, I think, is a great stepping stone for that. And so he's got the exemption to race MX3, which, like you said, if he does well, look out. But he will not be in Australia, I think, for very long. We're an hour in, mate. We'll take a quick break to hear some words on behalf of our sponsors, and then we'll come back and we'll have a little bit more ProMX talk.
We hope you're enjoying the show. Here at Mental4Moto, we can only do what we do because of the sponsors who support us. So please stay tuned for a couple of brief ads and make sure you show these legends some love.
Are you getting arm pump, fatiguing after just a few laps, or feel like you're often fighting against your bike? Today's motorcycles have been designed and built to suit a broad range of riders, conditions, and riding styles. This one-size-fits-all approach, however, means that when it comes to your own riding, your bike is often not handling and performing at its very best. Whether you're a weekend warrior or an elite-level racer, Fastline Suspension will help you unlock your riding potential by ensuring your bike is set up perfectly for your specific needs. And with the right setup, you're guaranteed to go faster, fatigue less, and ultimately have more fun riding your motorcycle. So what are you waiting for? Contact Adam at Fastline Suspension now. Fastline Suspension, set up for maximum performance, precision tuned for you.
There's nothing more refreshing after a day at the track when you're sweaty, grimy and exhausted than taking a dip in the pool. Southeast Pools specialise in building high-quality fiberglass and concrete swimming pools across the Peninsula and Gippsland region and offer a range of designs to suit every lifestyle, yard size and budget. So pick up that phone, give Trav at Southeast Pools a call today and be ready to take the plunge this summer.
Hero helmets have won over 125 motorcycling world titles with world-renowned superstars including Antonio Cairoli, Jeffrey Hurlings, Martin Muscan, even Jason Anderson. From the world stage right down to the grassroots motocross scene, Hero is the title sponsor of the Gippsland Motocross Championships and even supports up-and-coming local legends such as Memphis Stravina and Zayn McIntosh. As one of the lightest and safest helmets on the market, when it comes to protecting my most important asset, I choose Arrow as well. To check out the range of Arrow helmets, head into your local dealer today or click the link below to visit the website.
At Mental4Moto, our mission is to give the unsung heroes of Aussie motocross a voice. From grassroots racing right through to the biggest events in the country, sharing the stories you won't hear anywhere else. From the privateer chasing the dream, to the junior rider who's pushing for their first win, the mechanic who works late into the night to get the bike ready for race day, to the track builder who turns a pile of dirt into a work of art. This is the beating heart of our sport. We're able to bring these stories every week to thousands of Aussie moto fans thanks to the generous sponsors who share our vision. If you're interested in the advertising packages that we have available, or just want to show your support, please check out our website, www.mental4moto.com, and we can tailor a package to suit your needs. Now, let's get on with the show.
Okay, before we move on and go back to Supercross, we've jumped around a bit through this episode, but a couple of things that I still wanted to talk about just quickly. So MX3 in ProMX. I have to say that for me, there's been one rider that's been a little bit disappointing. And I called him to be the champion this year, and it just hasn't come together.
Devo?
That's Devo.
Yeah. There was races where he was doing really well, but it just kind of fell apart on him. Yeah, the consistency is not there. Speed's definitely not an issue. He's showed that. But yeah, just sadly hasn't pieced it all together.
It's like every second round has been a good round and then a not good round and a good round, not good round.
Maybe he just doesn't like the conditions when the ProMX absolutely flood the track.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Actually, no, even then that doesn't sort of match with
his results.
No, his best round was at Wonthaggi, and obviously being part of the Beaton's Pro Formula program, he's done a lot of laps there.
Bit of a given.
Yeah, but his next good one was at actually did okay.
Canberra, he was leading laps.
Yeah, he did okay at Canberra.
Yeah. I'm not sure how he finished, though. I think I remember seeing a moto where it fell apart.
Yep. Yeah, so... and Hayden Draper, I mean, you and Zano called that coming into the season.
Yeah.
I knew he was going to be good. I wasn't expecting him to be quite this good. He's 35 points up. That's a fair lead.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, after I saw him at Traralgon that one day, I think it was Gippy at the start of the year. Dude, he was hitting this one inside roller. Just there's absolutely no traction on it all, like leading up. Dude, I swear to God, he was like bar dragging it. I'm like, how do you even get that lean angle? There's no grip anywhere. And just swinging for the fences. I was like, yeah, this kid's good.
He's basically just, obviously different class, but he's like the next Brodie Connolly, I reckon, if he hangs around Australia.
Yeah. I wouldn't put it past it. The kid's got the speed.
Yeah.
100%.
And the desire, I think.
Yeah.
But even when you hear him on the podium, he's like all the Kiwis. He's just really nonchalant and like he doesn't really care. Just
happy to be there.
Yeah. Probably a psycho inside the helmet. The helmet comes off and yeah. Chill as.
Yeah.
One rider in this class, and he's currently second in the championship at the moment, which I called during the pre-race show because I saw something in this kid in Supercross last year, and I have to say I didn't expect him to be up there in the championship. Certainly not in second. I thought he'd be good, but that's Riley Burgess, Boyd's Moto Racing, privateer team, second in the championship. And I mean, when he gets fourth at a round, he's not happy. He's hungry to win races, and for a privateer, that's been pretty bloody awesome.
Yeah, he's been digging deep. Like, second in the championship, that's no joke. He's been doing really good, being consistent too, so that's really good for him.
I think as well that he's only going to continue to get better. I think, he's been good with the results and he's been consistent, but he's also been unlucky. I think with a bit more luck, he could be a lot closer to Draper than he actually is.
Yeah, no, it's just be interesting to see how the rest of the year plays out, because MX3 class, anything happens with those kids. One day they could get a DNF, or they could be injured, or just anything. I feel like that class always shuffles around so much. So there's still 3 rounds left. We never know what could happen.
Totally.
All it takes is one DNF to be back in the mix.
Yeah. And how good has Hayden Downey been?
Man, unreal.
Yep. All of a sudden comes out of nowhere, scores 14 points at Canberra, comes out, goes 1-1 at Toowoomba, and then gets on the box again at Appin.
Unreal. That momentum, just keeping it going.
Yeah. I mean, it really shows how much confidence plays a part.
100%.
And, that's why you're going to end up on the box at Traralgon this weekend. So,
if I don't get inside the top 20 and finally score a point, I'm actually retiring. I'm done.
Is that going to be a forced retirement from your dad, or
yeah,
or self-inflicted retirement?
No, he's selling the bikes, then I'm just going to lay in my bed till the end of my existence. I'll be done. No one's seeing me ever again.
All right. I'll just move on. And the last thing, so Traralgon, we're going to see the return of the women. So we've got Lachlan Turner's coming back to Australia to race the rest of the Women's Championship, so the next 3 rounds.
That would be cool to see.
Yep, and Charlie Cannon, obviously on a roll after...
coming off a dub?
Yep, off a dub.
Yeah.
So at High Point. So who takes out Traralgon? I mean, Charlie's got the home ground advantage.
Yeah.
She's raced there before. Lachlan Turner is an absolute animal.
Yeah. It's a hard one.
Yep.
I don't know. Always seen Charlie doing good at Wonthaggi, and I feel like Traralgon's kind of similar conditions in the sense that it's like a bit of loam. It doesn't rough up the same way, but I feel like it's a track Charlie's going to do good at. That would probably favour her.
Yep.
So really, we're not going to know. It's gonna be good. It's going to be something we have to tune into.
Yeah, and I mean, Taylor McCutcheon's been doing awesome over in the US as well.
Yeah,
she's led laps, so I mean, if you want to throw a wild card in there,
give her a good start.
Who knows? Yeah. So it's going to be great to see the women again. Hopefully, we get a lot of them on the gate, and see some really, really good racing for the last 3 rounds of the Women's Championship.
It's another class we're going to have to tune in for.
Yeah,
can't wait.
Definitely. All right, let's go back to Supercross. So we obviously jumped ahead before because
got a bit of ahead of myself. Sorry, guys.
That's all right. You just had things to say, but they've started to announce some of the internationals that are coming over. Carl Makem has just posted something now, a proposal that should we stop having the internationals racing the whole championship and just have them over for individual rounds. Like a new international rider for each round, which is, it's not that far removed from what they're actually doing.
Yeah.
So far as the announcement goes, we've got Joe Shimoda coming over racing Perth and Geelong. We've got Kenny Roxton coming over racing Auckland and Geelong. And Cole Davies racing Auckland and Geelong. And Geelong, obviously, is the AUSX Open.
Yeah.
And I guess Auckland is kind of going to be like the New Zealand version of the AUSX Open.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? I mean, I guess there's multiple parts to this question. Now, I'm going to preempt this because I think it's fantastic. Like, I would look, as a fan, I would love to see Joe Shimoda and Ken Roxton and Cole Davies race. So that's really cool. But I also didn't like what WSX did last year with their wildcards, where these wildcards came in at every round, absolutely smashed all the riders that were doing the actual championship. They got all the media. You know, there was rounds in WSX last year where the non-wildcard riders weren't even represented at the press conferences. So
That's ridiculous.
yeah, and I fear that that's kind of the model that the Australian Supercross Championship is taking this year, and I would hate to see that. Hopefully it doesn't go that way. So on one hand, I'm like stoked to see these riders that are so awesome coming over and racing, but I'm really hoping this doesn't become more about the spectacle than the championship.
We're gonna start off with a compliment for once for the Supercross, instead of me just not being happy or bagging them out. They chose 3 really good riders to come over.
Totally agree.
Everyone wants to see Kenny. Joe Show is a crowd favourite, and Cole Davies is also becoming another favourite. So I couldn't have picked a better 3. They did a really good job on that. I reckon it would have been really good if they left those riders just to do the AUSX and the Townsville race.
Especially if Townsville isn't counting towards the points.
Yes, that's what I was about to say. If it's not counting towards the points, because then it doesn't. The AUSX will interrupt the championship, but it doesn't take it away like the WSX did. Like, if we're actually going to want to watch it for the championship, instead of just like, oh, it's another race we can just tune in for. We're not going to look at it in the long scheme of things. We're just watching one race this weekend. Like, it's not actually something to follow when you start bringing these really fast riders into individual races throughout the championship. Kind of spreads it apart and you kind of forget what's going on. Would have been good to see, like, even if, I don't know how this would work, say the first round in Townsville, even if like the AUSX was there, like for example, just because it doesn't count for the points and it's the one-off, like it'd be sick, all the Aussie riders there and them together, and then the whole Australian Supercross series separate and an actual championship. It would be cool to not see it interrupted like that. Yes, it's not always going to work the best for everything, but it would be better for the championship. And yeah, Townsville's probably not the best for the AUSX, but theoretically, like, it would work well. And yeah, I don't know how it's all going to work with the New Zealand round. I think that's still up in the air whether that's counting for points. So we're going to find out further down the track how that's going to work. But yeah, I would have liked to see it that a lot of pro riders aren't going to be at almost every round interrupting the championship points.
Yeah. And for me, I think that's again, you know, there's that part of me as a fan that just wants to see these riders. But I feel like, you know, if I take a step back and look at the championship and the sport as a whole in Australia, I feel like it's almost a short-term gain, long-term loss, and that the focus would be better putting it on Australian riders, you know, you guys like Jed Beaton and Luke Clout and Aaron Tanti, and building up their profiles and turning them into Australian Supercross heroes.
Yeah, 100%.
Rather than them always playing second fiddle to an international rider and really not getting that spotlight that in Australia they probably deserve.
100%. They're all unreal riders. How I could potentially see the Australian Supercross playing out, like what they're trying to do right now, bringing heaps of massive riders. And then I feel like once it's all done, there's not much left. There's no Australian Championship. It's just, one or two off-season gimmick races that we just want to watch for attention. But there's nothing left like at the foundation.
Yeah.
It's almost like what they do in boxing. They bring everything into this one event, and at the end, there's nothing left. Where I feel like it should be more like the UFC, where they're building this big brand around it, and all these riders are attached to it, and it's all this, it's all together.
Totally agree.
That would be way better for the sport and all the Australian riders, but it might not straight away just give them all that attention, which I think they're after, but I don't think they're thinking too long-term at the moment. I think they're just thinking right now and how they can grab attention,
fill a
and how they get the
stadium.
money.
Yeah.
Fill a stadium, fill the pockets. I don't think they're thinking about the long game just yet, especially for the privateers. Like, if there's less privateers, the sport's really not going to work that well, and it's not going to look good in the long run with way less numbers. But if they're getting bigger names and stuff in, they're getting big paychecks, who cares about the privateers right now?
Yeah. Who gives a fuck about the privateers?
Yeah, who cares, eh?
That's the theme of this podcast, I think.
Yeah. And who cares about UPD though, you know?
That's right.
You need to make money off your photo packs. Who cares? Get rid of the privateers. Get rid of Pete's income. Who cares? We're done.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, I would go to these events if I could cover my costs because there's a lot of, obviously, work involved as well.
Do you believe you could do it without the privateers?
No, not a chance.
Yeah.
Not a chance. I mean, and I think there's not even going to be like satellite teams that I can shoot for as well, you know, and getting a gig for a factory team, as cool as that would be.
Not that easy.
It's not that easy. I mean, I've shot on and off the factory guys, and I'm shooting for the ProMX series this year, but those gigs are pretty coveted.
Yeah.
And there's guys that, you know, are in line for those roles because they've done it before.
Yeah.
So,
how many people do you think, with the privateers disappearing, how many other people do you think that hurts as well for, say, their job/income in the sport? Like, obviously, there'd be a bunch of other photographers like you, and there could be, I don't know, say, a sponsor or something that makes money off the privateers, or like something in that sense. Like, I feel like it's also taking jobs away too. I feel like it's not just you. There's other people somewhere in the circle that could definitely be taking a huge loss from it.
I mean, 100%. And I mean, you look at guys that promote their businesses from mechanicking for privateers.
Yeah.
Gear companies, you know, small gear companies like your Underclass and your Hell of a Collective that really do their best to support the privateers that aren't going to get that exposure at Supercross to the same degree. So, yeah, I think there will be a big impact. I think we're looking at Supercross and trying to keep it the same as it has been for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And I don't think there would have been a problem keeping it the same. I think the season has gotten better and better over the last 3 years and it's grown.
Yeah.
But I think this year the promoter is taking it in a different direction.
Yeah.
Where they're taking it, and rightly or wrongly, it's more going to be a global show.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to compete with World Supercross. They've modelled it similar to World Supercross. And I mean, the reality is the championship that we're looking at now, that is proposed, that is planned, it's no longer an Australian Supercross Championship. They're not promoting it that way. They're promoting it as the AUSX Championship. It's got a round that's not even in Australia.
Yeah.
And so, you know, on one hand, I think it's great from a show perspective. It's going to be cool to watch. There's going to be great riders, great races, and good crowds.
But then it might just all be gone after that. It's
But
just that big spectacle. There's like no foundation.
Well, I think everything that we've built up in the last 3 years of building the sport as a domestic championship is out the window. And I mean, if they don't do it right this year and support the privateers and the satellite teams and the Australian, even the factory Australian riders, it's all been for nothing. I mean, we're reducing the 85 rounds now to 3 rounds. There's going to be SX3 at all 5 of the proposed rounds. But how many SX3 riders are going to be, you know, able with that schedule?
Able to do it, yeah. It's ridiculous.
They get a lot less support than the SX2 or the SX1 riders. There's very few factory-supported SX3 riders.
Yeah, very, very few. It's definitely less than 5.
Yep.
And say someone new wanting to come into the series, for instance, like me last year. If this was my first year doing it this year, not even a single chance or hope I'd even think of doing it. Like, for my first time, be this much of a headache to get everywhere. Like, for my second year now doing it, I don't even know if it's going to be possible for myself. So it's really hard. But doing the Supercross last year, I thought everything went really well. I thought the events were sick. Like, heaps of people everywhere. I thought it all went really well. It was so sick to be a part of. I'd just be ashamed for like that to fall apart. And I've got a question for you. Instead of making it was one big massive spectacle, what would you do to build the foundation of the sport, bouncing off last year, coming into this year? What would you do differently if you were the series promoter?
If I was the series promoter, I would have probably an additional round. I would have added maybe...
So you'd have 6 in total?
Yeah, 6 would be great.
Yep.
I would have added maybe a Perth or Townsville.
So last year was 4, but technically 5 because of doubleheader.
Correct, yep. And I think the doubleheader second night didn't really work as well.
Yep. Yeah, it didn't for me. I don't remember much. I was pretty concussed.
Yeah. Maybe they covered costs. There was definitely less people in the stands. I think single rounds in Australia is probably the way to go.
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic. AUSX, I think it worked really well in the past, like that WSX model where we had the Australian Championship one night, AUSX, or it was World Supercross.
Yeah.
But I think that would be cool to keep the Australian Championship separate. So,
Yeah.
you know,
That'd
whether
be
it's
sick.
whether it's Geelong or Marvel, I don't really care. But have it over 2 nights, that would be cool, like that. And then get all the internationals over. But ultimately, what I would do if I was the promoter, I think what they've done in the last few years and the way they've built the series has been fantastic. I would keep doing that model. Like, I really wouldn't change a great deal. I think the last 3 years it's gotten better each year. The only difference I would like to see is that more money gets put back into the riders and increase the purses to build the sport. That would be the next step for me in building the sport in Australia, because like if guys, privateer riders and satellite riders can make a little bit of money or a lot of money, you know, that would be the ideal scenario. They can train more, they can take more time off work, and it builds it's that next step to building the sport in Australia.
Even becoming close to breaking even be a massive motivation for people. Say for me last year, if I made the main, so 18th place, $350 I would get. If that 18th place, let's say it was $1,000, that's like a massive motivation for so many people. I'm going to bring in way more riders too. They're like, dude, I can nearly break even on this. Why would I not just go give it a crack? I love doing this sport and racing. I'm almost not losing much money out of it.
Yep.
Like, you don't even have to make money off it. Even if you're just making a bit back, like not profit, but getting something back, it'd motivate way more people to come do it for sure.
And I guess the next thing that your question to me raises for me is why they've changed it. And I guess that's for me where the big question mark is. I don't understand why, other than maybe trying to build it into another World Supercross, which we've already got. And, you know, I could be completely out to lunch here, but maybe there's some, you know, Adam Bailey was involved with that. It went sour, and maybe this is them biting back at World Supercross. But for me, like, every round has had a sellout crowd. Cronulla, first night at Redcliffe, you know, AUSX at Marvel did fantastic. Adelaide, different model.
Yeah.
But, you know, when the racing was on the track, it was packed.
Yeah.
And they probably didn't make a lot of money out of that, but they got Supercross in front of a lot of eyes. But if you put it...
A lot of new people.
Yep. If you put that in a different stadium, go back to the Adelaide Entertainment Centre, go to Gilman, somewhere else over there, and where you can actually, you know, they can make a bit of money from ticket sales.
Yeah.
For me, like, I don't understand why it had to change. And I think there's some positives that have come from the proposed schedule and program this year. But I also see a lot of things that I think we've lost from the previous model.
I feel like that they want to make it into more of a so-called professional series. And yeah, they also do want to make more money, I believe. I feel like they want a more professional series. So these no names, privateers, for instance, like myself, people aren't coming there to come watch me, or they're going to see my skill level and they're going to be like, oh, well, this isn't much of a high level ranking of a sport because this guy sucks and he's racing with this professional over here. But that's kind of just how it is in Australia. We're not being realistic here. We don't have such a high level, we have high level pros, but we don't have such a massive amount of them. The skill gap between first to 20th place is massive compared to somewhere like in America. And I think that they want to make it a more professional event, but they can't do that with the riders and just how it is here. So I feel like they're just
I'm gonna
tearing it apart. Even though they have a good idea in their head, it's just not applicable here with just how it is.
I'm going to interrupt you there because I think that if they had have continued the original model that they've done for the last 3 years,
they could slowly build it up.
That 85 level, that SX3 level, and those privateers getting the opportunity to race 4, 5, 6 rounds of Supercross each year, guys like yourself, that level is going to get better and better. More riders are going to be interested in racing Supercross. Like, we both know a bunch of ProMX level guys that are MX3, MX2 that were keen on racing Supercross this year that may not even line up now with the proposed schedule.
Yeah, I know a few for sure.
But I think over, keep that going and progressively building over the next 5 years, and we would have been in that position where the disparity between the 20th place guy and the first place guy isn't as great.
Way smaller.
Yep.
I feel like they're impatient. They just want it now. They're not willing to build on it. They're just willing to try wing it and try make something that I believe doesn't exist. It's just, I feel like they just want it now. If they kept going on that trajectory, like you were saying, and just slowly building, like build up way more talent and everything, it would have been good. But I think they're just trying to do it too quick where the talent's not there. We don't have that amount of riders because we just haven't had that step up program for that long yet. And the sport's only growing more and more, so there's more and more riders coming into it. So I feel like if they just waited out a few years, it would change a bit, but I think they just want it now.
Yeah. Anyway, I guess we'll see in the next few months.
We'll see how it goes. I hope each class doesn't have less than 10 riders on the gate because that'd look awful for the sport and the championship. But we'll see how it goes, I guess.
Yeah. Like I said, there's going to be some positives, but long term in Australia, that's where I question the future of Supercross. If this is the model, like you said, if they go away, there's no sport anymore.
Yeah. Did we ever have a time in Australia where there was no Supercross?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. The Supercross Championship hasn't been there every year.
Do you know what? Because I know at some stage it was, what was it first called? The something Masters or?
No. So Supercross Masters was
Super X.
Yeah, there was Super X.
Yeah.
Before that, there was Supercross Masters.
Yeah.
Which was a series that went all around Australia, and the Australian Supercross Championship itself was only a couple of rounds. So the Supercross Masters was a way bigger series, way more popular, and way more prestigious than the actual championship.
Yeah.
So that's sort of going back to the 90s and early 2000s.
Yeah.
The Australian Supercross Championship has had a pretty checkered history in Australia, where it hasn't always been, amazing. It hasn't always been on TV. It hasn't always drawn big crowds or the best riders.
Yeah.
And I think, over the last probably 5 or 6 years, it's gotten better. And since AME took over, it's light years beyond what it was.
Yeah.
And they've improved the series each year. But for me, this year's a big question mark.
We're going to find out.
Yeah. So, anyway, obviously, and I think you probably feel the same way, I hope it works. I just have some doubts and some concerns that we're losing more than we're gaining.
I agree. I reckon watching each race this year, it's going to be sick. It'll just be a bit of a shame if it's low in numbers. But I think each event's going to be a spectacle. And it's going
As in rider numbers?
Yeah. But I think each event's going to be a spectacle and it's going to be really cool. But does this help us in the long run with rider count? We're going to have to find out. And growing the sport, yeah, we really don't know.
So the question is now, are you going to be doing Supercross this year?
I honestly, the way it's all panned out right now, it honestly doesn't interest me if I'm doing it off my own back. Like, it just seems the ROI on it is just not there at all. I'd be keen to train some Supercross with the boys down at whatever tracks they're doing it at. I'd be keen to do like the somewhat closer rounds if they let me do one-off entries, which I don't think they're going to do. Like, I'd do Geelong and New South Wales if that were the case. But the return on investment to go do all of them at this point in my Supercross career, I've only ever done Supercross for 3 months before, one season. It's just not worth it at all. It's just so much money just going down the drain.
Yep.
But where I could nearly get the same amount of skill and like bike skill out of it if I were to just practice. It, like, obviously I'd get a little bit better if I raced, but the effort to go do those 3 rounds and cost is just ridiculous.
Well, I guess, it's something we haven't discussed. And when you look at that from a cost perspective, and we've been going, who's going to do it this year? Are you going to do it this year? Which riders and privateers are going to do it this year? That's something I think that is very relevant when we look at the model that they've got this year. So I think there's going to be riders. So I'll use you as the example. Say you did it this year.
Yep.
You go. It's going to cost you whatever it costs you, maybe 25, 30 grand to do a championship. But it's going to be almost like a one-off. There is going to be very, very few privateers. There might be a lot of privateers that can do it this year, that turn up and line up on the gate.
Yeah.
But are they going to be back next year? Or the year after that?
Honestly,
or the year after that?
I reckon the ones that even decide to do it this year, they're going to be like, there's no way I'm doing this again. The return on investment is just ridiculous. Why do I even bother? Might even get to the point where it's not even fun because they realize just how much they're just in the hole now.
Yep.
And the ones that wanted to do it but sat out are going to see the ones that did it and struggled, and they're going to be like, well, that's enough for me. I'm not doing it.
So there begs the question, in 3 years' time, in 4 years' time, who's going to be on the gate? How many riders are going to be on the gate? Where it either has to be, by that stage, grown to a point where every rider on the gate is a team-supported rider, or we're not going to have Supercross anymore.
It's going to be tough. I feel like maybe more support, not factory support, just regular support might open up, but that's going to open up as a massive cost. It might make it easier for people to get to the races, but there's going to be people that are massively out of pocket to pay to be in that position.
And the ones that are, without that development pathway, aren't going to be able to compete with guys that have been on teams doing it year in, year out. So that gap between your privateer is just going to keep growing.
Yeah, and that's exactly what the opposite of what they want. But I feel like they might actually be digging themselves into that hole even worse.
Yeah.
Time will tell, honestly. We can't make predictions. We can only assume. But
speculate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. I've been stoked with Supercross and the trajectory of Supercross the last few years. It's my favourite event of the year. I love Supercross. I love what AME have done with it over the last 3 years. And I must say, yes, I'm going to go this year as a fan, and I'm going to watch Supercross. And if I get the opportunity, I may go shoot, the New South Wales round and the Victorian round. But beyond that,
you going to New Zealand?
No, I haven't even got a passport. So
you going to Perth or Townsville?
If I go there, I'd have to go purely as a fan, because if I go as a media guy, it's going to be costing me money to go. And
do you have to pay a fee to be on the track?
No, but obviously I'm going to have to pay for flights and accommodation and all that stuff.
Even if you went as a fan, yeah.
Yeah. But I'd go as a fan, because otherwise I'm going and it's costing me, probably $1,000 to $2,000.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have a week's work to do, you know what I mean? So I'd rather go as a fan.
I went for free, but now I'm stuck with a week's work.
Yeah, exactly. So, and look, I've done that over the last 3 years, It's I've definitely had rounds where I had a week's work and it cost me money.
Yeah.
And that's what it's taken to build Mental4Moto to where it is now.
See, AME, take tips from Pete. It's building from the ground up.
And I think they've done that. They've had rounds certainly where it's cost them.
Oh, yeah.
So, on that point, and we've said it, I feel like we're flogging a bit of a dead horse at the moment.
Yeah.
But they have built the business, and now they've just changed the model.
Yeah. Nothing changes if nothing changes, but is this the correct change?
Yeah.
Time will tell.
We'll see.
Of course, there's people that are going to hate on change. I guess I could say I'm hating, but I'm just doing it out of love because it's the sport that I'm in and I want to see grow for not just myself, but all my friends and everyone else that races in Australia.
Yeah. All right. Well, since we're speculating, okay, so let's just say this continues on this growth trajectory now and they go, like you said, it becomes a professional series.
Yeah.
Do we see another series start in Australia that is a domestic Australian Supercross Championship is there the capacity and the room for that to happen? I mean,
I've got no idea.
already we could say with confidence there is going to be enough riders that would be keen on racing that championship
Yeah.
if it was to pop up, because there is so many privateers that have raced the Supercross Championship so far that probably won't be racing this year.
Yeah.
That would be pretty hungry to race Supercross. There is also guys that didn't race it last year that were planning to race it this year, that are keen. So riders waiting in the wings.
Did you hear this, owners of WSX? This is a new business opportunity.
Mate.
Dig in right now.
Yeah. But even like a local series promoter, you've got the East Coast Motocross Series. I know like that guy does a really fantastic job. You've got the Sunny States. There is event promoters in Australia
Yeah.
that could probably do something like that. Start it at a smaller scale.
Yeah.
Take it to venues where you get 5, 6, 7, up to 10,000 people, outdoors, showgrounds.
Yeah.
Start it again and build it up.
Even just backyard looking stuff. Like, for instance, like Ride Park, they've got that little dome with that massive seating area there. It probably fits a few thousand people. That little flat circle area, build a track on there, do some digi arena cross racing. Like, there'll be so many people that'd be just keen to go watch that or even participate in it. I know I'd be down there.
It would be sick.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So, I mean, maybe that's the trade-off that we end up like. We end up with another championship.
But I feel like no one is going to jump in this if they're going to lose money unless they have so much money that they don't care if they're going to lose.
As a promoter.
Yeah.
But if you're starting small, those venues aren't going to cost you bugger all. If you can sell 2,000 or 3,000 tickets, they're probably going to make money. And as riders, you guys aren't getting paid anyway. Like, that's the reality of it.
Yeah.
So, even if the series doesn't attract factory riders, like there's going to be sponsors, there's going to be fans that go and watch it, because realistically, it's going to be no different to rocking up at a ProMX event.
Yeah, you're right.
Even though there's factory riders there, a Supercross is going to get attention.
Yeah.
If people are going to look at it as a local spectacle.
I think Cale Mackham's always up for a side quest. And
Yeah.
He's one that loves the sport and would love to see something like that grow. And definitely show the Oz Supercross how something should be done. I feel like there's a few reasons of why he'd want to do it. Someone like him would be perfect to do it. Has a bit of money to burn, and it's been in and outside the sport and race as a professional at the highest level. Knows
Won a
what he's
junior
doing.
Supercross championship himself.
Yeah. So someone like him would maybe take the cake. And dude, so many just local people would just love to see it. And I know, and that would bring way more people into Supercross, because doing it is just such a big commitment. But if there's a mini stepping stone, like a Digi Arena Cross something, who wouldn't just go do that? You could almost go do it in motocross suspension. You know what I mean? You don't have to fully commit and do a full season entry and travel super far. That would bring more people into the sport as a stepping stone. I'm
here for it, man. And, with my platform, if there was anything I could do to help with that and get involved, that would be sick. I'd love to see something like that. I would love to see it and race in it. And I can tell you, as just a fan, I would 100% go to watch that. The guys that I go and ride with on the weekend, the vet riders and, guys that don't race, that when we go to ride parks, they would buy tickets to see something like that. Yeah. Imagine going riding during the day at some track, and then you go 500 metres right to the car park, and there's a little Digi Arena Cross thingy. A Bacchus Marsh, yeah. Yeah, right after ride, and you just go and watch that there. That'd be a sick day event. And I know there'd be so many, country boys that would just go watch that. Think about the people that go to, rodeos and just random events like that just to get blind drunk. They'd go there just to have a good time, you know what I mean? Yeah. No, I totally agree. So, well, Cal Bacon. Yeah, Cal Bacon. I don't know if he listens to these shows, probably not, but yeah. Someone tag him, someone post, send it to him, and let's see what we can make happen. Yeah. 2027, here we come. I might have to take matters into my own hands. Yeah. How do you reckon your dad would feel about this proposal?
You know what? He's retired now. Might be his new business gig, you know?
That would be good. Yep.
Oh, no. Don't let him in charge of anything.
Yeah. Seth, why didn't you win?
Oh.
No, all good. All right. Was there anything else that, it's been a fun show, man. Was there anything else that you wanted to bring up, chat about this?
I think I've done enough complaining and enough of scraping the edges of getting you cancelled, so I've been in my best behaviour tonight.
Yeah, hopefully I'll still get Supercross accreditation if I apply. It's not all...
You can throw me under the bus, it's all right. I don't know if I'm even going, so...
Look, like I said, it's not all doom and gloom, but I'm not sure.
We're just worried for our sport that we love, but if it works out, of course it's a massive positive. See the sport grow, that's what we want at the end of the day. That's our concern, so...
Fingers crossed that's the way it goes.
We're just worried for the love of it.
No, most definitely. All right, well, that brings us to the end of another episode of the Mental4Moto Show. If you like this episode, you know the drill. Like and subscribe on your favourite podcast platform and share with your mates. Seth, thanks again for coming into the studio. It's always fun, celebrating the highs, crying about the lows, and bitching about what we think could be done better.
I've been crying and bitching about Supercross and the lows too much, so it's good to be on a high off a race result, and keen to go smash it at Traralgon. I like that track too, so we're keeping the highs going. I'll be seeing you after Traralgon with hopefully some more highs, otherwise I'm not chatting to you, mate. I'll never see you again.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing your fast line suspension at optimum performance at Traralgon.
After it gets tweaked this weekend.
Yeah.
So, can't wait.
Fantastic. Well, thanks to our partners here at Mental4Moto, Fastline Suspension, Southeast Pools, Ultimate Toy Haulers, Wolf Building Compliance, and the July sponsor of the Mental4Moto Motocross and Supercross wall calendars, Aero helmets. Now, we're getting into the mid-year. We've got a new line of merch, which has hit the website now. So anyone that buys a T-shirt or a hoodie or a beanie, I'm going to throw in a Supercross and Motocross wall calendar. So get on our website, www.mental4moto.com, get yourself some merch and you'll get a calendar. There's still 7 months. They go through till January next year. So you still get plenty of life out of it, and you get plenty of sick photos.
I can vouch that the T-shirts and the jumpers are really good quality, so there's no reason why you shouldn't go copy yourself one.
Yeah, if you want to see what they look like, just check out Seth. He'll be looking fresh at around near you. And most of all, thanks to you guys for listening. On behalf of Mental4Moto, I've been your host, Pete Wolf. Until next time, see ya.